Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I will show you how to open a coconut with just a knife and also how to make a fire with it. And yeah, the reason why is because I bought some coconuts, it was just to drink with some friends, put some rum inside of it, shake it, straw in, and drink it like we pulled off the biggest heist, and we now live on the Canary Islands. But coconut is one of those lifesavers that you, if you are stranded, went down with a plane or a ship wreckage, that kind of stuff. So that's the reason why we're going to learn on how to open this with the basic tools. But first, we're going to talk about some survival information about coconuts that could be handy. First of all, where do you find coconuts? Well, first you have to know how coconuts work. Usually, coconuts grow between 25 degrees above and below the equator. So, if you're above there or under that, you cannot take an account on that you will find coconuts. That's the first thing. The second thing you need to know about coconuts is usually coconuts they grow on sandy tropical coast and beaches, and they are the reason why is the roots of the palm tree they can filter the salt out of the brackish water, and that's why coconuts are filled with uh, cocos water. And the reason, and another thing that could happen is because they are living close to shorelines. The reason is coconuts when they fall, they can be swept by the tide. They can get drift on the sea, and they will get ashore of another island, and there grows another coconut tree, and that's how coconuts spreading. So it's not only that you can find them in trees along coastlines, you can also find them at sea. So even if you are in a lifeboat, a life-saving boat or something, there is a chance if you're between the on the equator, there's a chance that you will find coconuts on drifting on the sea. So that's already handy knowledge to know. All right, coconuts. Uh, is every type of coconut edible? Yes, every type of coconut is edible. There are no toxic ones, but that doesn't mean that every coconut can be consumed. Why? Not every coconut is safe, pleasant, fresh, or ripe. So that's something that you need to take in account. How do you know the coconut is not fresh? Well, the first thing you need to know is oh yeah, one more thing. There is one fake palm tree that has some that looks like coconuts, and these are the sago palm, and these are have toxic seeds. They are not palm trees, but they are look-alike. So that's something that you need to take in account. All right. So how do you know that a coconut is ripe? Well, first of all, when a coconut is young, it will be green, and if it's green, it will be have soft meat and lots of water. And when it's mature, it is like this brown, and it's the flesh is more firm and it has less water. So depending on your survival scenario, if you need more water, you can look for younger trees. But if you want more meat, then perhaps the mature one. But a bad coconut you will recognize, which should show the signs of cracks. It's just like with tin food, with canned food. If there's a crack in it, there is a possibility that it is gone bad. Another thing I would say is when it's on the ground too long. When you notice that it would have been laid there for a long time, yeah, still the would be bad. Another thing is if you open it, a foul smell. Of course, that's a big sign that it's a bad one. Or if there is no water inside. So if you shake with it and you hear water inside of it, that usually means it's a fresh one. So yeah, but how much can you drink of the coconut milk? Yeah, milk. It's actually water, but that depends. Usually, if you drink between 750 and 1000 milliliters, which is about 3 to 4 cups, you you can get diarrhea. And if you're in a survival scenario where you are dehydrated, that's a really big no. If you want to drink it safely without diarrhea, you would have to drink about half of that. So about a cup, perhaps 2 cups maximum, and then you should be fine because coconuts contains a lot of minerals, and that will cause diarrhea if you overconsume it. So that's something that you need to take in account. That if you find coconuts in a survival scenario and you just drink coconut water, you can dehydrate because of the diarrhea, and you don't want that. All right. Next thing is, how much calories do coconuts contain? Usually, an average coconut is about, if I was correct, 1,400 calories on average, which is 350 calories for every 100 gram, if my math is correct. So, yeah, that's about, you need to consume a whole about 2 coconuts a day to stay alive, almost, or 3, depending on your body mass and this kind of stuff, and how big the coconut is. So three coconuts, I would say, will keep you alive, and watch out for the diarrhea then, because that contains not only the flesh but also the water combined. So yeah, how do you eat a coconut? Well, we're going to crack this one open in a certain manner, but I would say there are several ways you can do this. One of the ways you can do this, you can roast a coconut. So you can build a fire, and you can just take the coconut, put it on the fire, turn it on till the outside is blackened and charcoaled, and take them out before they crack. And if you open them, then the sugars inside the coconut should be a little bit caramelized. So that's a handy way to prepare them, and you can do it in bulk then. Another thing, let's first try to make a fire before we crack this bad boy open, because if you can see, this one has lost most of its hair, because usually a coconut is inside of a big green shell, and yeah, there's a lot of fibers on that. But I have been scraping some of these coconuts, and I've gathered some tinder with it, and let's try to make a fire with it to see how well it will work. Here we go. Let's see. Nope, without. Oh, went out again. Let's put this one more open. Yeah, it's all right. It's it worked, but let's keep the smoke to a minimum now. All right, so that's how we could start a fire by scraping the hairs of the coconut. And imagine this is now in a very dry coconut. in a wind-free environment. So it's still burning, by the way. That's good to know, because this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm doing this on the fly. So imagine on an island where it's more moist, tropical heat, and when there is wind. So yeah, don't think that it will be easy. And it is in a controlled environment, and it just worked. All right. So first of all, another thing, if you just want the coconut water, if you can see, there are the three typical holes, like a bowling ball, on top of it. Usually, one of these holes is weaker than the other. So if you have a basic tool, we are only going to use a knife, but you can use anything. So let's pry inside of it. Oh, this is already the weak one. Let's see. So I do the other one. I get barely in it. Second one, I can barely in it. But this one, the third one, it went easy like crazy. So let's pry this open. Still need to open it more. Oh, did you hear that? You heard a sort of sizzling sound, like psst, like you open a can of soda. If you got that sound, that means you got inside of the coconut and that it was like vacuum sealed, almost like on a natural way. That means that it's also fresh. So I got inside of it. Let's get deeper inside of it. I'm gonna have to do it like this. You hear that? Gonna have to take it more open. So we get coconut water out, and this is just to see how much coconut water that there is inside of this. So about 2 cups of this would be safe to drink. What's inside of it? I'm gonna cut it a little bit more open so it goes out faster. And it's like very clear, so that's also a good sign. Yeah, because the hole is so small. But you want to do this in this kind of manner, because you first, the way I'm going to show you how to open it will lose the coconut water. So it's handy if you already have another coconut that is already opened, as a sort of container to catch the water up so it won't get lost. Yeah, sorry, it will take long. I would say put a little bit forward, because I did not know that it would take this long. Perhaps I can just poke a little bit open. But we're not going to cheat. We're not going to use another tool than the knife. That's a little bit better. So as you can see, you can drink it very, very slow from a coconut. And what you can do later on is, if you do it in this way, you make a sort of cork kind of material that you plug, or a sort of plug that you put inside of it. you can make this into an improvised water bottle. But yeah, of course, you cannot use it for, yeah, it's almost everything is in. You cannot use it for a very long time, because by the time that the inside, you either have to scoop everything out, or you're going to put water inside of it and use it as long as the inside, the meat of the coconut is fresh. So those are ways. As you can see, this is coconut water. Yeah, there is a little, in the way this is, you can see a little bit of fibers inside of it, but that doesn't matter. This is the amount that is inside of this. There's still, yeah, most of this out of it. So this is what you get from it. All right. So now we're going to open the coconut with only using the knife, and for to do it in a safe way is apparently you can just take the not the sharp edge of the knife, but something blunt, so it can even be just a piece of metal or wood, and you oh, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but we got a crack, and we just keep cracking it open. Yep. Here we go. And now we got ourselves some coconut. So let's crack this one. Put on this side. There we go. Here we go. And now we got the full side. Perhaps I was a little bit hasty, that if we cracked it open and we got the full thing like this, that it would be handier. This is also, by the way, my first time that I'm doing like this, that you would have this in full, and you just cut off the top, and then you pour it out into your container. Let's see, yeah, there's still some left. There we go. Then this is the amount of coconut water that we get from it. So now we got the coconut. Perhaps you can scrape a little bit on the outside, so we don't eat too much the inner bark, whatever it's called. Here we go. So now we got an edible coconut that we can put on a fire, eat raw. But I would say put it a little bit on the fire for several reasons. First of all, if it's a little bit bad or some parasites or whatever it could be inside of it that got into contact, you can, in a survival scenario, you cannot take risk like that. Put a little bit on the fire, the outside, in case something came in contact while you were opening it. So yeah, another thing you can do is you can, and I will show you perhaps in another process, but you can make coconut milk from it, like the real coconut milk, like the coconut oil, and that you can use as a sort of sunscreen. And what I've seen is, if you, I would say look up the process, because it's a little bit too long to show you now, but you get about, I thought it was 3 soup spoons of oil from one coconut, I think, or it was 2. It was something like that, a very tiny amount, but that's something that could be handy if you're on a tropical island with a lot of sun and you don't want to get sunburn all day. So yeah, a coconut is one of those ideal survival foods if you find them in the wild. And of course, we can use the coconut shells as fuel, or we can use the coconut itself, like as you can see here, as a sort of cup where you can catch on some of the coconut milk. And you can also use it to contain some of the coconut oil inside of it when it's getting a little bit stiff or hot, when it's cooling down. So it would be more useful in the night than over day, I would say, but you can store some stuff inside of it. Or you can use it to catch rainwater when it falls. So all these things could happen. You can distill seawater perhaps with it, with some cup above, cup beneath it, cup with seawater, and that it will vaporize and get to the sides. Use your imagination to use a construction. So that is how to open up a cocos nut, some information about survival information about cocos nuts, and I'm going to eat some coconut tonight. So oh yeah, by the way, before we end, if you're interested in detective stories, there will be a link to my books called Bloody Crosses and The Jason Murders. They're in Dutch, so if you're interested, take a look, I would say. Alright, so I hope this video helped you, and like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!